Ciao guys, welcome back to Italy in Italy. And first of all, I would like to congratulate everyone who worked hard, put a lot of efforts to clear the NEET examinations. Of course, the paper was very difficult. People were expecting much more, but paper was difficult, so they got like probably 120, 130, 140, even 150 points lesser what they did expected from the last year's mock papers. So of course, the competition was tough, the paper was tough. Plus, the number of seats are less. So if you have cleared the exam, you've got into top universities, and of course, all the best. You guys are doing great. But let's say, for example, you tried your best, but in like because of lesser number of seats, because of lesser time for preparation, you could not get the seat in India. Of course, this is not the end of the world. You got a second option, which is called the MBBS in Italy or the medicine and surgery in Italy, which can be done at free of cost. So of course, like now the exam date is announced. It's on 17th of September. Almost 3 months down the line, you've got 3 months to prepare. In our team, we have a lot of students. Kanwar is leading the team. We have a lot of students who are helping us out to help you prepare, help you one-to-one sessions with you to take like the problem solving, doubt solving, all of these things with you. So of course, this is not in the end of the world. Try now. Registrations in MBBS, applications in MBBS are open. You just have to clear one IMAT exam, for which we're going to guide you from start to end. We're going to do your process from start to end, and we're going to help you with the scholarships, 100% scholarships to study in Italy, and the visa process, of course. So do not be disheartened if you did not get it. It's the right time. So see the video and you'll get a rough idea. Of course, this is one of the single video in University of Catania, because if I'll give you an example, the University of Catania opened the medicine and surgery course last year in English for the international students or the non-EU students. So only there were 30 students who qualified the NEET examination, who qualified the IMAT examinations, and they got a seat at University of Catania, now in Catania. Out of those, we have brought forward around 7-8 students who are gonna be part of our video, who are gonna guide you about the journey in the University of Catania, and of course likewise in other universities as well. So stay tuned. I'm going to give the floor to my team so that they can help you with the process, and they can explain you how it does feel like studying medicine and surgery in Italy.
University of Catania is one of the oldest universities in Italy, founded in 1434. It offers a 6-year medicine and surgery program entirely in English for both Europeans and non-European students. The degree is EU recognized, aligned with the Bologna process, and part of the European higher education area. It's located in Sicily, in the coastal city of Catania, one of the most affordable cities in Italy for students. Curriculum includes theory-heavy lectures and early practical exposures, especially through ADEs, like lab work in anatomy and physiology. Professors are approachable, but the system does expect self-directed learning, so you'll need to be proactive. Instead of cadavers, we use 3D virtual anatomy tool called Biodigital Human, developed by NYU and Johns Hopkins. It's highly visual and modern, especially useful for the early years.
Catania generally has lower entry scores than top northern universities like Milan or Pavia. As of now, there are 30 seats each for EU and non-EU students. Applications are made through the University Italy and Smart EU portals using your IMAT score.
Catania is a coastal city with amazing views of Mount Etna, with beaches on one side and snow-covered slopes on the other. Rent is very affordable. Shared apartments go for $200 to $350 per month. Public transport is great. A student pass costs only $20 a year. That said, the city is walkable. The vibe is very Mediterranean, relaxed, warm, and community-oriented. There are tons of student-friendly cafes, Sicilian food spots, and places to hang out.
The course is super diverse. Students come from Europe, South America, Asia, and the Middle East. All classes, of course, are in English, and professors are very comfortable with working with international students. They're also open to student feedback, which really helps improve our academic experience. There is also a support office for help with documents or admin stuff. They're usually helpful, though you'll need to be a bit patient with Italian bureaucracy.
Hi everyone, today I'm joined by my friend Christopher, and he will be answering a few questions regarding his experience at the University of Catania. Hi Chris.
Hi, Kama.
How would you describe your overall experience here at the University of Catania regarding the quality of education and the overall structure of the medicine and surgery course?
I mean, generally, I think it's really good. When I enrolled here, I didn't know what to expect. And I mean, it's the second year they're doing the medicine course in English. So sometimes the structure still needs to be modified a little, but generally, as for the quality of the teaching, I think it's really, really good. And you can feel that it's like they have a medicine course in Italian that's highly regarded across Italy and in Europe, and it's the same teachers, so you can feel that the quality of the teaching is super.
Also, how do you feel about the practical coursework, the ADEs, the venipuncture, the suturing courses?
I mean, I would just wish there was more of it. Honestly, it's super nice to get to try some practical stuff, even in your first year of medical school. And yeah, we've done a few of them, and there's going to be much more, and it's super cool.
And how do you feel about the schedule of the classes, the exams, and about the oral exams and the written ones?
I mean, generally it's fine. So the structure of the course is that we have 1 week with quite intense lectures, and then 1 week off where we would usually study by ourselves. And for me personally, it gives some flexibility to be super focused in class 1 week, and then the next week you can travel a little as well, or at least you can plan your own schedule. So that flexibility is, I like it.
And how would you say has your experience been with the teachers? Are they approachable? Are they good? Is there English understandable for you?
Yeah, I mean, good question. Like, so when I came, I didn't know what again what to expect from the teachers. Would they say it was just a course in English, but the teachers would practically speak Italian, or what? But it is truly a course in English. Their English is super good. All the teachers are approachable and want us to answer. Oh, sorry, to ask questions as much as we want. So, yeah,
All right. Thank you for your time, Chris.
no problem.
Hi, now I'm joined by my friend Alexandros. Hi, Alex.
From Greece.
From Greece. And today I have a question for you. You were quite a late enrollee into the first year. How did it go for you?
Actually, I'm enrolled at the end of previous April, and now I'm considered as the second year for the academic year 24-25. And for that reason, because me and some other colleagues of mine, we are late enrollees, and we have to recover the past year lessons. So the university created a specific study plan for us, and that includes 1 week of first year lessons and 1 week of second year lessons. More specifically, they just included all of the lectures that we do every week in a single week, so we can have time to take attention for both of them.
Okay. And you would say that the university so far has been cooperative with your needs for this?
Because we have to follow some regulations, the university tries to make our study period more chill, I could say. And even if we cannot recover all of the lectures of the first year, they still try to make us recover most of them.
Okay, so they have been quite lenient with you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Everyone, joined by my fellow colleague here. Today we will be answering some questions related to the university and female student well-being and safety. Hi.
Hi.
So I have a question for you. As a female student, how safe do you feel in Catania and the campus and the city?
I feel pretty safe in and around the campus because we're all students in here and we just study and chill. For the city, I come from Istanbul, so it's a really big city. I kind of know what to do and what to avoid, like certain streets and areas. But other than that, I would say it's a pretty safe city.
Okay. Are there any certain places or areas in the city you would recommend female students to shift into or hang out?
I like Corso Italia, Galatea, it's the seaside, and Stesicoro, it's the city center. But I have to say that Stesicoro, it could be a bit sketchy at night if you're walking alone. But other than that, if you're with friends, like even with 2 people, it's gonna be fine.
And my final question for you. Do you feel safe walking alone or using the public transportation alone?
I wouldn't recommend walking alone because, I mean...
Especially at night?
Yeah. It's not about just this city, it's for everyone around the world. For the public transportation, you have to be careful, but I don't think something could happen. I don't know. If you're being careful, it's just fine.
All right. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay, so here we have a colleague of mine at the University of Catania. How has your journey been so far, and would you say how has that experience been as a female student for you?
Well, I think in general the journey has been really good, and even though I expected Catania and Sicily in general not to be the safest area due to maybe misconceptions, I feel like it was relatively more safer than I expected it to be. But it does depend where your accommodation lies and your friend group and all of that.
Okay, and are there any specific areas in the city you would recommend students not to go to?
Yeah, I wouldn't really recommend Giovanni, which is like the train station, because it's a bit of an uninhabited area. And just like in general, areas that are further from the main roads, those are a bit less safe in my opinion.
And how would you say, how supportive has the university and your colleagues been in your journey so far?
Well, I would say for the university like recommends the dorms, which are very, very safe, and they basically guarantee everything you need on a day-to-day basis. But they are much more expensive. So for the average student, you would probably have to rely much more on students, like on your friend group, than on the university. But in general, people are very good in dropping you home and making sure you get home safely and all of that. So, yeah.
And in general, regarding well-being and safety, do you feel comfortable walking around the city alone
Yeah.
at night?
Yeah, I'm someone who walks around alone a lot of the time. And I'd say most of the time I do it alone, but I always have to make sure that I'm walking where there's lights on the street or on a main road, or I have someone on the line or someone, somewhere that I'm going to, not just like vagabonding.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Hi guys. Now I'm joined by my friend Firas. Hello Firas.
Hi, Kanwar.
And today we will be asking about the cost of living in Catania and his experience with it. So Catania is regarded as one of the most cheap and student-friendly cities to be in all of Italy. What is your experience regarding it? What do you think about it? And what does your monthly budget consist of?
Okay, so it's true. Catania is considered one of the cheapest regions in Sicily. Let's say, okay, it's part of the island Sicily, and it's considered the cheapest in this region. Yes, and my monthly budget is around 400 if I want to live super well, but I can survive with 200, like, to be honest. So everything, like, you can find some fresh food here. We have the fish market, we have the fruits market with a very good quality and with a very good, like, also price. And you can also go and just buy from any supermarket, and you will find also good quality. So you have the options, and it's very convenient for students, I suppose.
Okay, so regarding accommodation, how easy was it to find a place here? And would you recommend any ways, any websites, or maybe any common scams that students should be aware of here?
Of course, there are some scams, but if you know, like, where to put your feet, you should be protected. There are some agencies that they are well known here, etc., etc. But I don't recommend to do anything online, to be honest. And you just be aware. That's it. If you feel that something is suspicious, don't do anything without a contract, for example. Don't do anything with someone who is not willing to show you any official document yet, and you'll be good, I guess.
Okay, and was it easy finding a place for yourself?
Like I said, if you know where to search, it will be easy for you. So it depends on the area. It depends on the organization that's searching for you, the people that you contact, etc., etc. And if you know what to do, well, like who to contact and stuff, it should be easy. Yes.
Yeah, you can go on websites like Subito, and there are like specific Facebook marketplace groups where there are trusted sellers and buyers, so you can connect there. And of course, we are here to help you in case you need assistance. And regarding financials again, would you say you have received any aid from the university?
From the university itself, okay, we have what we call the ERSO scholarship. The ERSO scholarship is not from the university itself, it's from the region of Sicily. So we have ERSO in all Sicily, and it's quite generous. So you get around 7k euros per year, but with also, you have the option to choose also to get the meals and also to get the dormitory, but you need to apply for it separately. So with 7,000 euros, with the meals and with dormitory, I think it's super nice for students.
So you get two free meals twice a day of your choice. You can eat 2 pizzas a day, 2 burgers a day, and there are vegetarian options, of course, we'll show you later in the video. You can eat non-veg, seafood, whatever you like. And also, if you're not okay with staying alone, you like company, you can also choose the student dormitories here at the university. And for you, my last question would be, do you think students here get good value compared to the rest of the cities for what they pay overall?
Like in terms of food and and
Yeah,
all
and
the
for like living experience, do you think like in comparison with the north, the life here is way better, would you say?
yes, definitely. So I see like the south of Italy and then specifically like Catania and Sicily in general. It's the best place. I'm saying the best place to be as a student because you're a student, you are kind of broke, so you you might want a place to settle in for these 6 years that you can live as a king in it, and you enjoy also this sun. So and after graduation, I think you should see your options.
Yeah, I mean that's like after 6 years, so you
Yeah.
don't have to think about it right
But
now.
as a student, it's optimum. It's the
Yeah,
best.
this is like I would say probably the best city to be as like a student, because trust me, I've been to Rome, I've been to Milan, I've been to other cities like Messina. Catania has like the best ratio of living expenses and like living experience. So for the next 6 years, you won't be missing out on anything. You won't be bored, and at the same time, you won't be overstimulated like in a metropolitan city like Milan or Rome. So that's it for today. Thank you for your time, Fras.
Prego.